Hey guys, and welcome back to the Gone for 10 show. We're here to talk about the Parramatta Eels and the Brisbane Broncos. It's a Friday night game. It's coming at you from 8 p.m. at TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's set to be an absolute cracking game. Now, yes, we did miss last night's game. We did not get that episode out in time, but it was the South Sydney Rabbitohs with Troll Mitt and co. that were victorious against the Penrith Panthers, getting a little bit of revenge for the last few times they did play. But like we said, this game is coming at you from 8 p.m. tonight. There will only be one Friday night game due to the two Anzac clashes on Tuesday, but you'll have one game on Friday, two games on Saturday, two games on Sunday, and two games on that Tuesday on Anzac Day. But let's jump straight into this one. It's going to be an absolute cracking game. You've got the Parramatta Eels squad up on the screen. You've got Clint Gufferson, Micah Sivo, Will Penasini, Sean Russell, Hayes Dunster, Dylan Brown, Mitchell Moses, RCG, Josh Hodgson, Junior Parlour, Sean Lane, Bryce Cartwright, Ryan Madison, Jermaine Hobgood, Brandon Hands, Rumu Craig, Matt Dury, 18th man, Jake Arthur, and on the extended bench in the 21 jersey, you've got Bailey Simonson. Now, obviously, Josh Hodgson does return. He did miss last week's win against the Bulldogs due to illness. That does mean that Brandon Hands goes back to his bench position. Coach Brad Arthur has said that winner Bailey Simonson served his suspension. He could be a late inclusion at the game. And I think from all accounts, you would potentially see Dunster, Simonson come in and Sean to win if that was to happen. The only other change I could potentially see here is an option where Ryan Madison does come to the bench and Jermaine Hopgood comes into that starting lineup. Other than that, we'll just have to wait until an hour before kickoff. But it is a strong side. You've got Mitchell Moses, Dylan Brown, trying to prove that they deserve to be in his top 8, trying to prove that last year was not just a fluke making it to the grand final. So I expect a big game here. You've also got the likes of Ryan Madison and even Bryce Cartwright, who's come up a bit lately, and can he make that charge towards Origin? You've got these players trying to prove that they deserve to be at least in camp, and then they'll go from then on in. But let's have a look at the Brisbane Broncos. They are currently top of the table. You've got Reece Walsh, Corey Oates, Katoni Starks, Farnworth, Solon Cobbo, Ezra Mann, Adam Reynolds, Thomas Flegler, Billy Walters, Payne Haas, Kurt Capewell, Jordan Ricky, Pat Carrigan, Corey Pax, Corey Jensen, Cobe Heverington, Marty Tapau, Jesse Arthurs, and Keenan Palacia. Now, there is a few changes. Obviously, Thomas Flegler, who was concussed last week, and Corey Oates with a jaw injury are back in the 17 for Kevy Walters. Jordan Ricky is in some doubt with a leg injury, and obviously something to keep note of was that Adam Reynolds did finish training on Thursday a little bit early. So we know from previous years, especially when he was at South Sydney, there was some times where Adam Reynolds did sit out of games to make sure that he could sit out of training sessions to make sure that he could get through the game come that weekend. But we'll just have to wait and see. Keep an eye on that one. Obviously, if he was to drop out, there's going to be a bit of a change. You probably tilt towards Parramatta being a little bit more favourites. But obviously, this is a little bit different, this game. It's not played at CommBank. It is not played at Suncorp. It is played at TIO Stadium. So the weather, the humidity, the travel, all these things are going to play a factor in tonight's games. Now, if you look at the recent records between these guys, since 1998, they have played 48 games, with Parramatta Eels winning 26 of those and the Brisbane Broncos winning 22. Their previous meetings last year, Thursday, the 25th of August, 2022, the Parramatta Eels thumped the Brisbane Broncos 53-6, but go back a little bit further to the 21st of July, and the Brisbane Broncos did thump them 36-14. So by all accounts, this is set to be a cracker. Parramatta Eels have won 2 on the trot, 3 of their last 4, and obviously the Brisbane Broncos have only lost 1 game coming into this. So it's going to be a great contest. I think it could go either way. It's going to be a flip of a coin. I don't think either team is going to blow the other one out, but let's jump into our predictions. First up, you do have Baxter. It should return for the rest of this week's episodes. If not, he will be back for round 9 and beyond, and will be back to normality. But he has gone the Broncos 1-12 in a tight affair. And in my team this week, I'll be completely honest with you guys, I have tipped the Broncos, but just to make this competition a little bit more exciting, given it is in Darwin, it is at TIO Stadium. The Broncos have not travelled much this year. I'm going to throw a bit of a smoky in there. I'm going to go to Parramatta Eels 1-12 in this one. So, guys, Let us know in the comments what you think of this. Let us know who you think gets the points. Let us know what you want to see different on this podcast. Do you want other stats to come up? Do you want a different way we want to do the lineups? Is there a way that you want this done? Let us know. But please hit like, hit subscribe, help us get to that next milestone. We're only 2 off 300 subscribers. So please help us get there. Remember, if you haven't liked us, if you haven't subscribed us, you can go for 10.